Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Julie. I'm a mom to 5. We are using Gather Round curriculum this school year as we homeschool, and I know a lot of you are interested in our binding methods, the binding machine, binding punch I use, and just how I compile these books. So I'm just going to take you along today. I printed out a bunch of pages to make myself a homeschool planner, and so I am going to use my binding machine today and bind my book together. If you have been interested in this specific GBC Proclick punch, I hope that this will be very informative to you, especially if you are going to be compiling school books for your kids. I definitely think that this punch is a good one. So I'm just going to take you along and show you the process. Here are the supplies I'm going to need today. So here is my punch. It is the GBC Swingline Proclick P50. So this is less of a binding machine and really just more of a punch. You'll see how that works. Here is the planner I have put together. I just have gotten a whole bunch of pages, different printables in order to make myself this planner. So what I have done is my front cover I printed on cardstock, and then I went ahead and laminated it. Same with my back cover. It is printed on cardstock as well as laminated. For all my pages in the middle, I would usually use 28-pound paper. As I'm pulling it out right now, I think I actually accidentally printed it on 24-pound paper, but normally I would use 28-pound paper for the inside of my book here. So this is all printed, double-sided, and then for my spine, I am using this one. This is the 1/2 inch. There are 3 different sizes of spines you can buy to go with this Proclick. This is the middle one. So it's not the biggest, not the smallest, it's the middle. It is 1/2 inch, and it can hold 85 pages. So I have way less than that here today. So first of all, here's the punch. The instructions for this say maximum 6 pages that you can punch at a time. When I'm using cardstock, I do just 1. And if I'm using these papers, because they're thicker than the typical like 20-pound paper, I usually do about 4 at a time. So when I print my cover here, I'm gonna stick it in. You gotta make sure you stick it in as far as you can or your holes won't be proper. I like to just line mine up right to this line here. And then I am just going to run this across. And there are my holes. So that's all lined up, and then I'm going to take the rest of my pages. Again, I'm just gonna do probably 3 or 4 pages for each punch here. Get them all lined up, get them where they should be, and this can run either way, so run down. So same thing now, I'm just gonna go through the rest of my pages, getting them all punched. Is all punched. I'm just gonna kind of look through again quickly and just make sure all the pages are right side up, everything is in order like I want it to be. It looks good. So now I'm going to take my spine, I'm gonna turn this over. I'm actually gonna take that back cover because I am going to put that on at the end. So I'm gonna take just a few of my papers. I just like to do a little bit at a time here. Once you start putting the spine on, the rest just slides on really easily here. So I just kind of like to hold it like that to the side. Now that the middle of my book is all in, I am going to put on the front cover, slide that on. Then I am going to put on my back cover, and you'll see why in a second here. So now I'm just going to click my spines. They just really easily snap together, as you can see here. You just snap them together. This also comes with a tool. It comes with this. I have never used it yet. I just prefer to do it by hand, but you can use the tool to help speed up the process here of putting the book together. And there we go, it's together. So now I'm gonna take my back cover and swing it over. So the reason I like to assemble it in that order is so that this spine right down the middle of my binding here is in between the second to last page and the page. I just prefer how that looks, to have it right there rather than right along the back of the book here. But that's it. I love the look of it. It looks very sharp. It's very durable. It doesn't easily come undone. And my book is all set. I can, you know, bend the pages. This is the style I love, where I can just go from one page to the next and turn it over. Then, when I'm done with this book, if I want to reuse this, I can easily just unsnap these one at a time, or I can take my handy dandy tool. I can stick it in here and run it along, and there we go. And now I have to put my spines all back together again, but this is super handy for undoing this. And then, as I said, I can reuse these spines as often as I want to. It's kind of therapeutic just clicking these together. It's kind of a fun activity. So there's my finished product, my homeschool planner. I hope that was informative for you if you're in the market for some sort of binding machine. This one is. I find it a little bit expensive for being a punch. It's not really a binding machine, but as far as binding machines go, it is one of the cheaper ones on the market, and I love how compact it is, that I can just put it away on a shelf. It doesn't need to be this big structure that I have to put somewhere when it's not in use. Now let me tell you, the making of this video was maybe not as simple as it seemed, because I punched my first couple pages and it was not in quite right. I left that part out because I was super annoyed at myself. The problem was that I hadn't emptied it of all of the old papers that I had punched, like all of the little, you know, all the little, what are they called, brads or chads or something. So that was full, so my paper wasn't in all the way. So I had to, in the middle of this video, go online, refind all the pages and reprint them and do it again. That was super frustrating, but it's all good now. Just make sure you empty out when you're done making a couple of books. Empty out all those little papers that get left behind. I'm excited to use this planner. This punch and this binding system is super simple. You do pay a good amount. I think it works out to be 50 cents to $1 for each one of those spines, but like I said, it's reusable. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share it with somebody if they are looking for a binding machine as well. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.